It's cold out there. There's a bunch of snow behind me. I'm gonna try to go fast with this video review. But I just got out of Captain America: Brave New World, the 4th installment, the beautiful installment of Captain America. Not as bad as the reviews said that it was going to be, but definitely not good. It is somewhat better than like Marvel movies have been in recent time, like Eternals, that was pretty bad. Thor: Love and Thunder was pretty bad. A few other recent installments have been not great in terms of Marvel. And I get what they're trying to do in this movie. They're trying to like set it up for, you know, the next big Avengers movie, Doomsday, okay, coming out I think next year. But it just was, there was too much stuff being pulled in from the past of Marvel movies that, in my opinion, should have been left in the past. The whole Hulk Abomination thing. Then it's not that that wasn't like a solid idea. Like the whole spoiler alert, by the way. Turn this video off if you haven't seen the movie, obviously. But I waited a little bit to see the movie this time and make this review. So there shouldn't be too many spoilers. Go out and see the movie. Thaddeus Ross, okay? Harrison Ford did a good job portraying this role for what it was, because it really was not written that strong, to be honest. But you could see of course the emotion that Mr. Harrison Ford uses. Okay, good actor making something out of not much. I'll put it that way. And turning into the the Red Hulk there. Decent storyline. That scene was actually decent, but like it was an action sequence. I appreciate, I guess, that they're trying to pull back the classic Captain America action sequences of Captain America 1 and 2. I think that was probably pretty strong. You know, I actually did like the fight on Celestial Island. I think that was kind of, they just fucking use any excuse to bring that back in. Be like, well, see, we connected this to Eternals, but not that many people cared. I don't know if they're gonna do anything further with that in the future, but it was just, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff in there from past Marvel movies that just didn't need to be in there. Like, I guess the Celestial thing is whatever. It's just kind of a nod. That's fine. But like, tying the whole thing into that Stearns guy, that was not that strong of writing. Maybe if you went more in depth with his character a little bit in terms of like what his motivations were, but a lot of his probabilities that he was coming up with didn't make a whole lot of sense. Sometimes they did, but sometimes they didn't. That Stearns guy needed to be more like the Riddler, in my opinion, from the Batman movie, where it actually felt like there was a sensible threat. I know he was trying to turn the US and Japan against each other, and the governments, but it just wasn't working. You know, I like Anthony Mackie. I think he did a fine job. Again, it was a weird script. There was weird dialogue in this movie, and I think that the actors made it work. A few acting scenes felt a little wonky. Captain America's new sidekick there was weird. I wasn't sure if they were trying to like bring in like a little bit of the Flash humor from DC. And they always make these like sidekicks like super like excited and like talkative, and I get it, but like let's have a fucking nervous sidekick instead of like a super excited like computer hackery. I don't know. This is another problem. If they have a sidekick, they got to be like this like computer hackery, find all kinds of intel, but also be a fucking superhuman, or I don't know, guy that wears a Falcon suit and fights, I guess. Like, just make it one or the other. Not everyone is gonna be gifted like that, okay? But they gotta be in these movies. They gotta be. And just make them like fucking nervous rather than like a talkative dork, okay? But that's enough on that. That was a very kind of minor part of the movie. He gets injured, and I guess that is kind of a big part of the movie. He's like, "Oh, I'm proud of you. You did good, but you didn't listen to me. You should have listened to me." The classic spiel, that Captain America, Anthony Mackie, he gives him at the end there. I don't really know what else, to be honest. It was kind of a boring movie. The political side of it was interesting, but that was like, again, I think that was more like thanks to Harrison Ford's kind of acting, and then them giving Ford like the pills to become Red Hulk, I guess, was an interesting plot twist. You could easily see the reshoots in this movie, man. They tried to keep like adding and pulling things and adding things to the movie and pulling things in. I mean, this movie was reshot like 4 fucking times or something. They were adding additional scenes to try to make it better because it was bad upon review. I honestly think that hurt the movie. I don't know. I obviously haven't seen like the original director's vision for it, but this movie was not great. Now keep in mind, it was, the reason that I'm saying it was somewhat kind of okay is because it is Captain America and the action sequences were decent. Like the Red Hulk fight scene is cool, but like you're competing with Captain America 1, 2, and 3, and fucking 1 and 2 are fucking awesome. Like the fucking Steve Rogers versus Bucky Barnes shit out of the Winter Soldier, that is fucking awesome, dude. You're not gonna get like a better Captain America movie than that, in my opinion. And then 3 is like a fucking Avengers movie with Civil War where they fight against each other. So that is fucking, it's gonna be hard to top that. And the first one is like, there's nothing like the first, right? And I know that we have a new Captain America now, which I'm good. I like the fact that it was passed along, the shield was passed along, and I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I watched Sam Wilson's progress into becoming Captain America. I thought that was pretty good. That was pretty cool, that movie. But there's always one problem with those types of shows, and a big problem in this movie is that they have a hard time like letting go of the past, and I think it hurts them. I think they need to let go of like the tropes that they've used in past Marvel movies. They just need to let go of those things, like calling it Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I get that it's like a coming of age tale of them becoming these new characters, these new identities, but that already fucking happened, man. And I'm talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier specifically. He already like went through his arc, and then in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he's still being called the Winter Soldier. Why? Like, he's obviously moved on from that. Call him Bucky Barnes. And now in this, in Captain America number 4, Brave New World, you got Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, and he's using all this crazy technology, vibranium, okay, and I know that Bucky uses that too, and that's fine, but he's using a bunch of things like the helmet, and he's just doing a combination of things, and I like the idea of like, I'm not gonna take the super soldier serum. I think that the serum is overpowered and it's an overdone idea, so I like that about this movie, but I think that he's just using every other superpower, though, from every other past Avengers movie. Like, every piece of technology, it seems like he is using that. And it's not cohesive to the current coming-of-age tale that they're trying to tell in the story. Like, I'm my own man. I'm my own Captain America here. I'm a human. And, him, like, fighting the Red Hulk, the way that fight ended, with him being like, think about your daughter. But previously to that, him thinking about his daughter was making him pissed off and turning him into the Hulk. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. I wish that the connection with the daughter was stronger. There's one fucking phone call, and we don't even get to like see what she looks like or see her emotion in her face or anything. And it's not very well done. It feels rushed. Should have reshot some scenes. That being said, decent movie. Harrison Ford, he rocks, dude. He rocks when it comes to the interviews that he is doing, because they fucking, like, the typical like Hollywood reporter is like, oh my god, so like I can't believe that you're like Hulk in this movie, and like they don't get it. They don't even say Red Hulk. Like, I can't believe that you get to be in a Captain America movie. And he'll like sense that the like fakeness. I don't know if it's like the Hollywood, not to nag on the Hollywood reporter, but like people like that. News outlets like that, like their boss or whatever, like, oh my god, you're interviewing Anthony Mackie, you're interviewing Harrison Ford, you have to say the most craziest things to him, and it just doesn't work out. Like, you're gonna get trolled, essentially. You're gonna get an answer that is going to make you look like a fool, which maybe that's what you're going for. I don't know if that's your niche or your branding, but he's gonna be like, yep, it sucked. Like, that's the answer that Mr. Ford is going to give. which is pretty good. I don't know if he actually enjoyed the movie or not, man. It looked like he did, but he's played roles like this, many times before in the past. The president, the new president. Overall, it was a good movie. Check out some of those interviews because they're pretty funny with him. I don't know, man. It's decent, and I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to set up the future of the Avengers world with this movie, but all I gotta say is they gotta move fast now, because in my opinion, they did waste a lot of time on the multiple timeline storyline, if you will. And I know a certain someone messed that up a little bit, but yeah, if I were to rate this movie, I mean, the action sequences were like good enough to be better than what the reviews are saying about it. I'd give it a 6 out of 10, probably. I mean, it's not great. Like, I think it's got like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. I'll give it a 60. And it seems like the audience is like enjoying it. It's like a decent movie. It doesn't just feel like kind of a nothing movie, like kind of like, no offense, what the Eternals was. I don't really know. I get what they were trying to do in that movie, but it just didn't go very far. But yeah, Captain America: Brave New World, it's worth seeing. Like, I understand what they're trying to do with the Hulk lab shit, but it could have been more well written if they took time to actually craft it. But I get it, they don't want to delay the other films, but sometimes I think it's necessary. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, Captain America: Brave New World, 6 out of 10. All right, I'm gonna go because it's cold. Peace.